Nights Out with Chuma.
Welcome to it. If you're just joining us, you are in time for our famous Friday guest. Her name is Yoko. To others, she is Mrs.
Chimanja.
See,
Big hand.
Same thing that happened last time Naluku was here. I was like, dude, so I leave the country. I come back, you're a wife. You have kids. I mean, what the hell? Same as you.
We just grew up.
It's what it is, right?
We grew up. Like, you blinked and we were adults with children.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You are my second guest.
I know, and I keep saying this, Kui is such a hard act to follow. If you're listening to this, Kui, Monday, you've set the bar high, man.
Nah,
like, it's pressure.
You got this. You, me, Kui, we're from the same cloth.
Yes, we are.
Ish.
Okay, qualify the ish.
Because I'm not doing bold stuff I'm not there. I am not a super actress. I don't have my own show. You know what I mean? I'm just this dude who's like, how come?
Wow.
You left me behind. Hey.
Mr. I was on Channel O.
That's nothing compared
Mr.
to...
I started a TV station with my homies at one point.
It doesn't matter.
Mr. I came back and started another TV station.
I'm going to switch off your microphone because I'm the one interviewing here. Okay?
Alec.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
We're going to start this like professionals. Okay? So, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? A lot, like you said, in the gap that we haven't seen each other. I done got married, have 3 kids. I've been working. I've been building the brand Bold, which is basically a safe space for women. Mm-hmm. If I just need to summarize, because it's a lot of things, but it's just a safe place for women to get to know one another, grow together, and just interact and create a lot of positivity.
We're gonna come back and touch on Bold. Mm-hmm. I want us to touch on life first.
On life? Okay, fine.
Wife, you're a wife now.
I am a whole wife, guys.
How's that?
It's good. It has its moments when it's not good, but for the most part, it's good. Kwaz and I have been married for going on 13 years now. Yeah, 13 years this year. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, and we've been together for 16 to 17 years now.
Wow.
So we dated for like 4 years before we got married.
These are the stories we should be hearing about a lot.
Oh, guys, good news doesn't travel fast.
No, but look, it's a lot of what we're hearing about marriage is bad.
That's true.
And it's making some of us scared to even get into it.
It's wild.
Because, Lelo, we were dancing at your wedding. 2 months later, we're divorcing. And like, what happened?
Choices.
But listen to you, 13 years. And Yoko, the Yoko I know is a sophisticated woman.
Really?
She is not the ordinary type of woman. No. But you've been married for 13 years.
Yes,
and women like you think, I don't need a man.
Yeah, okay, I get that. I get that. It's like I'm fine on I'm enough by myself.
Yeah.
I think what happens is you find a human being that complements everything that you are. And I tell this to everybody. I say, my husband makes me want to be a better person. And I'm constantly learning from him.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that we have lasted this long. Also, God gave that man patience. Guys, if you see my husband, give him a fist bump. I was going to say give him a hug, but yeah. Give him a fist bump because man's deals with a lot. Like
I thought it was just Lusaka men. Can't see Lusaka women also.
No, but in all honesty, I think that we've been fortunate to find a rhythm, for lack of a better term, like something that works for us.
Do you think would you say you found your friend, your best friend?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go as far as say best friend. That's pressure on him. He once told me that, he's like, when you tell me I am your happiness. That's
Yeah.
pressure, because now I'm thinking like anything
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I told my person that you're my happy place, and the first thing she said is putting pressure.
You know, and when I remember when he said it, it was like, guy, how can you?
You don't get it. Yeah.
I would want to be your happy
Yeah.
place. But then I realized that no, it is pressure, because basically what I'm saying is, you screw up, you mess me up. You know what I mean?
I never looked at it like that.
If you screw up, you mess me up. And it's also pressure to always be on go for you.
But when you say they are your happy place, you are not saying if you screw up, you screw me up,
No,
right?
I am saying like you are the place I want to be all the time.
Yeah.
But it's still pressure. It's like, if I mess up, does this allow me to just be me, or do I have to be a certain type of person all the time for this person? So yeah, I'm lucky in the way that I found somebody I'm comfortable enough to be myself with, who is very patient. That's emphasis on the patience.
Yeah.
He's very patient, but is also very loving and generous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one of a man's strengths, patience. I think we have been blessed with a lot of patience because your gender.
Yeah, no, we try.
You are bold. Your gender is bold.
No, we try. We
and then
definitely try.
The kids.
Yes.
You're a mother as well.
I am a mother.
How's that going?
Motherhood is, I know that the inclination is just like, oh my God, it's a joy, it's a blessing. I will be honest and say it's very trying.
Please.
It's very trying thinking that you're shaping human beings, you know, to take up space in the world and, you know, just to make the world a better place. That is my goal. Like, my goal is like, I want to raise good human beings for the world and, you know, for themselves. But it's hard, guys, because you have to be the example, and there's pressure to be the example.
Yeah.
But they will drive you insane, but it's almost like nature knows they will drive you insane, so it equips them with these cutenesses. So it's like, let's say 6 hours of insanity, then they do something in 5 minutes and you forget everything. They did.
Is that how it works?
Moment. I swear, my kids have me hypnotized. They're like, okay guys, she's reached the brink, and then they'll send the kasuli. I'm like, big kids,
sort that out.
Do something. And
it works.
It does. It does. Like, I have conversations with my daughter, and sometimes in the back of my head, I'm like, I am having a conversation with my daughter.
My person.
Yeah.
My being.
I made this human.
Yeah. and I must think it's the pressure is because this little human being one day will just want to be their own person.
One day.
Forget everything you've been working so hard for to instill in this human being.
One day.
And then they just want to be their own person. It's not even one day.
Every day they try to be their own person. Like my son's favorite line is, why do we have to do what you say?
And what's your response to that?
Chat, I'm your mom. You live under my roof. Like, I'm literally my parents in that moment.
You hear your parents when you say that, right?
If you live under my roof. But then, like, I don't know. I feel like as a parent in this generation, I'm a little bit softer than previous generations.
Than where we came from, right?
But then I worry. Like, we are what we are because of that. So it's like, what am I breeding? Like, am I just going to be, you know, raising screw? Yeah, you know.
So what do you find a balance, or you pick one side? Am I going to be the school parent, or am I going to be old school?
I find the balance. It's hugs and smacks. Like,
yeah, it's allowed, right?
It's allowed. It's hugs and smacks. Like, hug you when you're doing good, smack you when you're misbehaving. When you need it, but just remind you who's
that is the beauty of life. Those little things you go through. I need to hug you at one time. The next minute, I want to smack the hell out of you. I remember my mother used to say, I will take you out and make another one. And she was a Bemba woman. So she would say that in Bemba.
Yo!
Oh, you think you're clever? I can take you out and make another one. Just now. I can get rid of now and make another one, if you think you're smart.
I think the craziest thing I ever heard someone say was, I will end you. But it wasn't even their child.
Jeez. Yeah, my mother used
to. Like a niece or nephew is like, I will end you. And you're just like, yo, okay.
That's my mom. That she used to do that. Real quick, before we get into your ratchet song, let's play Better Parent. Mommy knows best or daddy knows best. So
Okay.
you say you got 3 kids, right?
I've got 3 kids.
Females? How many?
1 female, 2 males.
1 female, 2 males. Who's older?
The female.
The female is the firstborn.
She's the firstborn.
Yes.
No. Guys, my child is a blessing. My child is a blessing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean she don't try me.
Okay.
Like, she's a beautiful human being.
Let's play Mommy Knows Best.
Okay.
When is she allowed to bring a boy?
Home. For what?
This is my boyfriend, Mommy. Daddy.
Do what?
I'm listening. Yes. What
do
is
what?
What is your response to that?
Like, why? Why are we bringing boys home?
What?
For who?
It's not happening.
No, like, you know what? I want to believe that I would be open to her dating. But honestly, my default setting is for what?
Yeah.
I do want to create a space enough where she's comfortable to talk to me about who she's dating. And if I have to chaperone a couple of dates, I will.
You will?
But I would rather she was a nun until the age of 25. So, like, I don't know, guys. Like,
30.
I don't know. You can't say 30 because if she starts dating at 30, she's going to meet somebody and want to marry them in the first 6 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's hard to get there, you know.
I bet Daddy will say until she's 45.
Daddy will just say, for what?
Grow up in this house. Don't go anywhere.
Where?
It's fine.
It's fine.
No one is coming to take you. We will sponsor everything. Just stay here. What about the boys?
When are they allowed to bring girls home? For what? Again.
Mommy knows best.
So I always say this. I'm like, I really am praying between now and the time they're considering, you know, dating or getting married, especially getting married and all.
Yeah.
I pray that I am not the nightmare mother-in-law.
Yeah.
I pray to break that stereotype because, you know, like when my babies are sick and things like that and I'm going through the most with them, my back of my head, I'm like, and then some little girl should come and say, Fion.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I am praying I am not that mother.
We
But
shall
yeah,
see.
but for now, for what, guys?
We shall see.
Does she come with land?
Maybe. What if?
If she comes with land, like she has to come up with like a solid foundation.
What if she comes with land?
How big?
Yeah.
Where are we talking?
Are you listening?
How many hectares?
Are you listening?
Does it have a stream?
Are you listening? Airstrip.
Is there a waterfront in this land?
Oko.
I don't know. Like, I want them to be happy. I really do, and I understand that is part of the journey of them finding their happiness.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready, guys. Like, even the conversation is making me uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
let's move on. It's not happening.
So, when have you started? How old is your daughter?
My daughter's turning 17 in November.
So have you had the talk already?
We've had a lot of the talks. In true teenager fashion, she's like, we're not doing this. But like, we have open conversations,
Yeah.
especially in a generation where there's so much fluidity. There's so much out there. I try and speak with her without making her uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But after today, I think I'm just going to be like, you know what? Let's do this.
Let's talk.
I'm about to scar you, child. You need to know the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the boys, what age are you going to have the talk?
I'm traditional in the sense that I feel like their father should be the ones to have the talk with them. In all honesty, because my experiences are different as a girl.
Yeah.
We get chased. They're going to be the ones chasing. But I will honestly say this: in the world that we live in today, I am really scared for my boys because everything's become hot topic, and I'm grateful that we're in a society that's trying to change for the better.
Yeah.
But it feels like the boy child is being left behind. And I say this as somebody who champions women
Boldly.
yeah, boldly. And I worry, like, what happens? Are we able to tell the difference between someone advancing and somebody being aggressive? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there are all these things, like all this gray area right
Yeah.
now. And yeah, it's scary when you're raising boys as well.
I always tell my my mother friends, especially the ones raising boys, I say, I feel for you as a mother because now it's about the woman, the girl child, but now you have a son, you have boys. What do you do with them?
Well,
How are you handling that?
I mean, like, obviously, like, this things that you think would just come out, like, you know, no means no.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, you know what? Not every man is a creepy creeper.
Yeah.
But you do have a lot of men who are. So it's like, how do you wean out the good from the bad? Because right now there's a lot of negative stereotypes when it comes to men. I mean, Fear Lusaka men has literally become a staple statement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my boys are Lusaka gents.
Yes.
Like, they're going to become Lusaka men. And you want to hope that you're raising good individuals, but all these people who are out there, they were raised by someone.
You know what I mean, right?
So yeah, it's crazy.
It's a scary time, but it's also fun times. I like how you look at it. All of this is happening because we're trying to advance ourselves, right? So before we get there, before we figure it out, we have to go through a lot of this rubbish.
Yes.
And that's the scary part.
That's the scary part.
But if I think about it like that, I'm kind of a bit calm now that you mention it. It's for advancement.
No, okay.
Is why we're going through.
Don't politician me. Don't media me and take like one segment of what I said and try and twist it to your advantage. No.
Trying to make clips here.
No. You will not hashtag trend on me.
Trying to make inserts here, Yoko. Play along. Just play along. In case you're joining us, it's Nights Out. Our guest tonight is Yoko. She is running the Bold Lifestyle movement, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. She, as a lady like as she sounds, she also gets ratchet sometimes. And we're about to find out what song gets her in that ratchet space. So, madam,
yes,
if everybody has looked at you and they're like, this is the bold lady.
Yes.
Respect.
Really?
They've never seen you go ratchet.
Really? Clearly, you haven't been to a bold experience.
What song messes you up? You just want to get on the dance floor, on the table, in fact.
It's so sad because it's even in the title.
Wow.
Kale.
You'd never expect that from Yoko.
No, really, but I think like I am finding that I'm enjoying Zambian music a lot more than I used to.
Yeah.
And I'm allowing
than you used to.
Wow.
Yes.
Shots fired.
Yes, it's true.
No, okay, this is to say something. Zambian music got better. Advancement of the Zambian music.
So we had to go through rubbish to get to the better of Zambian music.
Yeah, okay.
I like this boldness that's here on the show tonight. So, Kale Twa Sevanya by Dismore and Chilla One is the song that messes you up.
Yes.
Are you ready to get nuts?
I mean, you're going to be so disappointed because my messed up is
not bold?
Oh, it's bougie. But let's do this.
Let's do it. The bougie way. We're getting ratchet the bougie way in studio. Are we still live on your page?
Still live.
Okay, so
hi, Gift.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yoko is getting ratchet.
Milanje batawe yote tichimoneke bwino kubani tulaikosere shavi twalisulwa ngolefwa kulunda kufyobe paline nga wonkwaru kale twasebana bali tule boli ngati tatumfwa fwe butwalisebana kale twasebana mukarire
22:30 on Nights Out. We're hanging out with Yoko, who is our famous Friday guest. This is her ratchet song, Dismore featuring Chilla One, Kale Twa Sevanya.
We were embarrassed a long time ago. We performed a long time ago.
So whatever we do,
whatever you've heard, believe it. Kale.
It's done.
Kale.
We can never embarrass ourselves anymore.
No. And I don't have, like, I don't get embarrassed. Like, it takes a lot for me to feel embarrassed.
Yeah?
I get over it very quickly.
So you mentioned something off air while she was trying to show us how ratchet she can get, but it's a bougie ratchet. It's not what we expected, but it's okay. We understand. So you mentioned something interesting. In case you didn't know, Yoko used to be on radio. We were on radio together, and you were forced to play slow music. So that's why we didn't know you liked this stuff.
Exactly. So my show was a 9 to 12 and it was very slow.
Yeah.
I somehow always got like the early morning, the mid mornings, and you weren't allowed to necessarily play like really fast music.
Yeah.
And then the one time I did get on a show, they didn't play a lot of local music. You know, so yeah, but I have found my love for a lot of Zambian artists. I have songs I'm just like, oh my god, this is great. And I have songs like, alright guys, don't put it out, just
Looking at where we've come from, you and I agree with you. Zambian music sounds a whole lot better now.
A lot, guys. A lot.
Much, much better.
A lot.
So it means we're heading in the right direction, right?
We really are. And I think the fact that we're at a point now where people can be full-time artists.
Yeah.
That says it all. I mean, before then, when we started radio, these people were part-time artists.
Yeah.
They had full-time jobs
elsewhere. They had to
elsewhere.
go to the job, yeah.
Exactly. So it's come a long way, and it's not just from the artists. We have more engineers now.
Yeah.
We have more producers. You know, like there's like a whole industry that's developed.
It's growing, yeah.
And it's allowing us to create the music that best represents us.
Nice, nice. I'll ask you the same thing I asked Nalukwi. Do you miss radio?
Sometimes. There were times when it was really bad. Like I really wanted to get back on radio, but I would not lie. The idea of having to do it.
No.
Every day. Like I have this thing about monotony.
Yeah.
Like if I have to do an act repeatedly for a long period of time, I tire of it even before I start to do it. So the only thing I've been able to commit to long term is my husband and my kids. Like everything else, I'm like 6 months, 3 months,
done.
1 year, that sort of thing.
So you wouldn't even do like a once-off show?
When you say once off,
like
as in
once a week?
I would probably really love it for the first 6 months. And then it would just feel like it's interrupting everything I want. Like all of a sudden everything would need to happen on the day that I'm on radio. I don't know. Like I might like it, I might not.
You're giving me stress, Yoko. You know
what am I giving?
I need a drink.
What are you?
I need to pour myself a drink. She's giving me stress. This one. We want you on radio. What's wrong with you? We want the bold movement on radio, Mos.
No, I'm so unfiltered these days. I will get cancelled.
Isn't that what radio is about now?
I'm not in this. Like, guys, we're so touchy about everything nowadays.
Yeah, we're
like,
too sensitive.
We're so sensitive. I look at my kids and I'm like, the backbone. You're going to be like, you can't just be touchy about everything.
Yeah.
My daughter literally walks out of the room. She's like, Mom, I'm not having this conversation with you. I'm just like, but how do we resolve these conflicts?
You know?
If we don't talk about it. But yeah, I'm too unfiltered.
Yeah, the spot that's made us really sensitive, though it's saying you need to be unfiltered, is social media. People are unfiltered, but they are the most sensitive on that platform.
Right?
I'm like, what happened? I thought we awoke.
No, but let's be honest. Like, social media is the epitome of hypocrisy.
Yeah, it is.
So you get this confidence because no one can see you, and I was reading something today. It was like, was it? Someone was talking about our inconsistency in how we support and how we, it's like we contradict ourselves a lot on social media, which is why I just post pictures and I move on.
Speaking about your posts, I saw a few interesting. I would like to go through them with you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I'll start with this one: Lioness and her cub.
I was feeling myself that day.
You were, right? So let me just read. There's a part that I really liked about this. So this was the day your daughter was turning 16, right?
Well, she was about to turn 16, and we were privileged enough to get tickets to the Black Panther premiere by Kwitu.
Yeah.
And she was who I chose to take with me. And
that must have been a beautiful one.
It was.
So this is what you said: thinking, thank you, Lord. Thank you for giving me that sacred 21-year-old, the courage, the scared 21-year-old,
like sacred,
the courage to have her baby. Thank you for the village that rallied and continues to rally around us. Thank you for moments like these and ones to come where we can come in celebration of who we are and build a sense of pride. Thank you for my princess who helps me grow. She can be trying, y'all. Who brings joy and who gives me purpose. How did that feel when you were writing that? What was going through you right now when you were writing this?
So, like I said, she was just about to turn 16, and for her, that was a milestone. And my daughter is not perfect, but she's perfectly made. Like, I don't know how to explain that. Like, it was... Oh God, I'm about to tear up. But I was just so proud of her.
Let's capture that.
Okay, but we all know I can cry on cue, so no. But yeah, it was just that moment where I was a proud mom.
Yeah.
I could see my baby growing up. It was a milestone in terms of her birthday. We were about to go and experience this thing together, and I'm big on moments.
Yeah.
I'm big on sharing experiences and creating those core memories. So, and she just looks so cute. Like,
she does.
She looks so cute. Can you lower the bass when you say that?
Oh, no. I want it to sound like an uncle.
Okay, thank you.
A father.
Okay, thank you.
A protector.
Yeah, thanks.
Please,
Thanks.
please.
But yeah. So it was just, in that moment, I was just a proud mom. I really was. And I was so grateful for the people who were around us, from hubby to my mom to my aunts, because it was wild when I got pregnant, guys. It was.
I want to, if you don't mind, can I ask?
Yes.
21-year-old.
Yes.
And you are told, you find out you're pregnant. What goes through your head?
I'm not having this baby.
You're freaking out, right?
I am freaking out. I'm like, I'm not having this baby. I'm not having this baby. I'm so young. What am I going to do? My mom's going to kill me. Oh my God. People are going to be laughing at me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do I really want to have this baby? Do I want to have it with this person? And like, there was a lot going on.
You know, I think it would help a lot of us men if we understand what a woman goes through when they find out they're pregnant.
I think it would, but you see, because I think for me it was the extra embarrassment of
even that. We need to know that women get embarrassed.
Yes, I was very embarrassed because I think my cousin had gotten pregnant a year or two before me, and I laughed, guys. I laughed.
Yeah.
I laughed. I'm like, you don't know withdraw. You know, I'm like, you don't know protection.
Yeah.
And then I was like the club MTG kid. And like, guys, I had said and done things.
And then God was like,
God was like, okay, clearly you need to calm down.
Okay.
Here we go.
TNA.
God out there saying, no, guys, I had nothing to do with that one. But yeah, I got pregnant. It was rough. I contemplated not keeping it. And I'm so grateful I had my baby.
How did you get there to like, okay, I'm doing this?
Like, I think a lot of it was conditioning, because I had grown up thinking abortion is a sin.
Yeah.
It was embedded in me. Like, it was just like, and I kept thinking, like, as much as I want to think of it as a fetus, it's a life.
Yeah.
You know, and I just reached a point where I'd even gone to the clinic, I'd made the appointment.
You were ready.
I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
And now you see why.
And now I see why.
Yeah.
And now I see why. And I hope when she hears this, she knows how absolutely I love her, like totally.
Yeah.
That I chose to have her, even when I could have said no.
I even like the title, Lioness and Her Cub.
Guys.
That sounded like a proud mother.
I am.
Yeah.
I really am. She be trying. She does some dumb stuff. But
look, you tried them too. So it's just God showing you flames.
And I was perfect.
Well, that's what you think.
I was a perfect child.
That's what she's probably saying.
That's what I tell my kids. I was perfect child.
Another post. I think this is about the relationships you have in the industry. I just took one line, the caption. It's really worth it, fostering the right relationships in the industry. I picked that because I want you to explain the importance of having these relationships in the industry, and how do you pick the right ones?
Okay, so our industry is very, for lack of a better term, cliquey. We really, but yeah, we're very cliquey. We're very, no, actually, cliquey is not the right word. We're like little families. I think that's a better word. So people, no, don't make the face, but let me explain. So people will rally around their people, for lack of a better term. And that's because they rely on these people, they work with these people, they trust these people. And a lot of what we get is more verbal recommendation. It's not necessarily that someone's looking at what you've done. It's your name being mentioned in the right room at the right time. And I personally appreciate that during the course of my career, all 20 plus years.
Did you hear that? 20 years, and she doesn't want to come back on radio. 20
plus years. I had the privilege of meeting some amazing people and fostering relationships. And when I say relationships, it wasn't always about what I could get from them. A lot of the time, it was also what I could bring to the table. And appreciating, how can I say, like each person's role at that given time. You know, being able to respect, like one person, you'll be the boss in a team on one production, you move to another one, and the person you were bossing around is now your boss.
Your boss, yeah.
You know, so because of how volatile this industry is, I find it very valuable to create relationships that you can sustain.
Yeah.
And when I say creating the right relationships, doesn't necessarily mean the most happening people or the decision makers.
Doesn't have to be the boss all the time.
No, it doesn't. Sometimes it's really just knowing the person that feeds you the right energy.
Yeah.
And for me, that's very important. It's like, can you rely on this person? Will they keep you accountable?
Yeah.
You know, are they respectful? So sometimes it's not necessarily like, oh my God, they're the happening person.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm so proud of my sister. Sometimes it's people you've been in the trenches with and you respect their work ethic and you start to build together.
That is why I wanted you to talk about this, because what I see a lot happening now is people just want to be associated with the most happening person. Happy birthday, oh, I'm so proud of you, blah, 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 but we've never actually hang out.
You haven't been to my home.
No.
Right?
So I'm like, okay, thank you for the message, but we're not that close though. So it's we're just trying to...
Chima, the problem is that you and I are cynics to an extent, and we have no problems calling people out on their BS. But I respect somebody who is honest with me.
Yeah.
Honesty above everything.
Yeah.
So for me, if I see a person, right, and they're like, oh my God, this person is like they speak negatively about someone, and then the next thing I'm seeing them in a post or at an event, and they're hanging out with the person they were bad-mouthing, I'm just like...
I see a lot of that.
I can't.
I see a lot of that.
Like, I can't. Me, if I'm not feeling you, you will know that we're not cool.
That's why I stay home.
Yeah, you will know that we're not cool. But I'm also very professional in the sense that just because I don't like you doesn't mean I won't recommend you for the job that I think you're best for.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's as simple as that. It's like, if you're good at what you do, you're good at what you do.
You're good at what you do.
We don't have to be buddies for us to work together. We just need to be professional.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, you see why I want to come to this bold thing of yours?
No.
I want to get some of this knowledge and share. Speaking about the bold lifestyle, let's talk about the bold experience. So I see there is, now this is a bougie word and me and I'm about to butcher it. Austere?
Yes, the Austere edition.
And then there's game night, kicks and hoodies.
Yes.
Is it two?
Okay, so basically when it comes to bold, we have the publication, which has been on hiatus for a little too long. We will get it running. Then we have the networking brunch, which is a little bit more formal. And then we have the game nights, which is masuka. Just let your hair down.
Okay, so let's start with the Austere edition. What is Austere?
So with Austere, it was basically like stirring things up, like, you know, like resurrecting, shaking things up. And we hadn't had an experience since 2019. And that was because of COVID. Like, we were about to make moves. Like, I had this really huge event. I had like the guest lineup was...
Oh, you can still do it.
And then COVID hit.
Yeah, you can still do it.
And then the people who I had on my list and everything in like 6-7 months, they were everywhere. And I'm just like, it was like, okay, fine, the story's been told, so there's no point in retelling the story the way I'd imagined it. But it took a while for me, because it's a smaller team, you know, and everything. So it took a while, and I just felt there was still a gap. And I don't like to do things for just doing things. I'm like, okay, there's a gap I can fill. But even in exploring that, I discovered a lot of other things about myself, about the brand, about what people's expectations are, what they need. And I reached out to a lot of people and said, look, how are you feeling? What are some of the issues that you think you're dealing with? And I would have loads of common conversations and try and pick out what our common struggles were. And that's how we came up with the Austere edition. And the Austere was more about embracing yourself, embracing who you are. And this came from a place of comparison, because there was a point in my life where I'm looking at everyone and you feel like, that should be me.
Yeah.
Why? That's my concept. She stole it. This, you know, like there was just all this negativity where I felt really entitled to a lot of things. And I said, why should I be running my race at other people's pace?
Say that again.
Why should I be running my race at other people's pace? And I was like, you know what? We need to come into our own. We need to reach that that point where, and that's what it was about, coming into your own, like owning where you are and making the most of it.
Game nights.
Yes.
Kicks and hoodies. You see, that one I'm jealous of. I'm like, yeah, Yoko, bring the boys in there, man.
But I know there's other things that there was like a Jordan party just now.
Can you hold on?
Kicks. Okay.
Just hold on. Just hear me out. I'm a man. Wanting attention. I really think one of the Kicks and Hoodies edition should have some boys in there.
Why?
So we can compete.
Why? We can compete at other things. It doesn't have to be the bold
but we
Kicks and Hoodies.
want to be in Kicks and Hoodies as well.
Who's restricting you from wearing them?
But with you guys.
Oh, okay. I hear you.
But no.
I understand where you're coming from, but no.
Okay.
We will have other things.
Okay, what is Kicks and Hoodies then?
So with Kicks and Hoodies, so each game night.
See how I'm not interested anymore.
I've seen. It's okay. So with game night, we have different themes. So the last one we had was a Kicks and Hoodies game night, and that was because it's winter. We'd had one before.
Yeah.
And the idea is, guys, be comfortable. No stress, no pressure.
You know?
That hoodie, those kicks, let's come, let's have a good time. Let's just be absolutely comfortable. And that's what I love about most of our game nights.
Yeah.
I mean, there are times when we'll be like, we'll pick a theme where you're like, okay, I need to go and find the outfits. But a lot of the times it's just stuff you already have in your wardrobe and you're just comfortable. And comfort for me, guys, comfort and food are very important for me.
Yeah.
Any event, comfort and food is
you did say in one of your posts, people must be fed.
Guys, a hungry crowd is an angry crowd, yo. When we are hungry, we are angry.
True.
So like, I stop listening. Personally, when I'm hungry, I don't function right.
So what is the goal for the Bold experience? What are you trying to do for women?
So it's basically just a vehicle to promote the best version of women in themselves. And when I say the best version, it's how you define your personal best version. But it's also, the idea was to bring women in a space where they could actually learn from each other, and teach each other, learn from each other, grow together, network, because they say your network is your network.
Your network.
But we were only meeting, and when we started doing this sort of thing, we were only meeting at kitchen parties, funerals, weddings. There weren't enough spaces for us to come and have like constructive conversations.
Yeah.
You know what
while
I mean?
Sipping a little something.
While eating your bougie breakfast and sipping on something. So the idea is just basically to create a space in which women can share, learn, and grow together.
Ever since you started doing it, have you seen the impact?
I have. So I'll start with my personal life. My personal network has expanded considerably. There is very little I cannot accomplish if I say I want to. Like, no, but and this is for real. Like, if I literally say today, I want to record a show, and I'm going to record it in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I will find film crew. I will find actors. I can literally put people together in that space of time, and it might not even cost me anything, because I do have enough working relationships to push that sort of thing.
Yeah.
If I said my daughter needed a job, there's enough people to call to say, look, she needs an internship. This is what she's interested in. So if they're not the people, they will know somebody. It will not be more than 3 phone calls before we find what she wants.
And this is good. I feel like for a long time, as women, you didn't have these connections.
No, we didn't, and that's what we're trying to foster. So I've seen people who have built relationships. They met at a game night, and then they started doing work together.
Yeah.
I'm constantly plugging people here and there where it's like, oh, Yoko, do you know where I can get this? And then it'll be somebody who attended a game night or an experience. Or so the network, for me personally, the primary goal is to grow your network, which is very important, especially in this day and age. And it's worked for me, and it's working for a lot of people around me.
Nice one. Look, I've been watching it. I've been looking at what you guys are doing. Hence, I want to be involved. But I think you're kicking some major butt, and continue doing what you're doing. It's good to see powerful women working together.
And that is my main drive. Like,
no masetting, none of that stuff.
And that's the thing.
It's just having fun and working.
Yes, and that's the thing, because I say, look, this thing of women can't work together needs to stop.
Yeah.
And I remember Mainza just had a truth tea, high tea, and she said this is a representation of women showing up for another woman.
Yeah.
I have this dream, and all 400 of you have shown up today.
Yeah.
Painted the town pink for me. And for me, seeing such things, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is. I think we're way past the whole women can't work together, and it's a narrative that I think needs to end. And we just need to say, sometimes women don't like each other. That doesn't mean they won't work together.
Doesn't mean we won't work together. I always give an example of gangsters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gangsters, no, we don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
You can't cross my streets. I won't cross your street.
Mm-hmm.
But we know where we're selling our merchandise, and we're making money.
Exactly.
Let's not cross this line. That's it. And gangsters survive. They work together. They don't like each other, but they're working.
Exactly.
I like that.